Vivian White. Compassionate, humble, vivacious at times. Like, don't mess with me. But very humble and compassionate, and want to see people be all they can be. Let's see, I have to take you back to 25 years of age, a couple of years ago. I was married 2 years later, 2.5 years later, divorced. Wondering why, embarrassed. I think that was the lowest moment because, every little girl grows up wanting to have this perfect marriage, perfect husband, 2 kids, the dog and the white picket fence, the whole thing. And that was rock bottom for me when he stepped out the marriage. I asked him why after, I said a lot of bad things about him. And, emotionally, I was a wreck. You have these thoughts, like I want him dead, all that stuff. I hope he trip and fall. After you get through all of that, then it was just like, why? Because at first I started to blame myself. And I decided not to. But I asked him, I said, so why? Why did you do that? And at first he said, well, it was the devil. And I said, well, everybody blames the devil on everything. But really, why? And he couldn't really explain why he stepped out the marriage. But I realized that I was with someone who really wasn't quite for sure of himself. Because if you have to step outside of a marriage, you made a commitment before God and all these people, my mama, my daddy, all my family, your mom, your brothers, everybody, you made this commitment, and then you do this thing of stepping outside of our covenant marriage. We thought we did it right at first. We got marriage counseling and all this stuff, and then here I am, 27 years old, divorced. I moved back home with mom and dad and went through a depression at home. Didn't want to do anything, a nervous wreck, crying every night. And then I said, I'm going to stop crying. That night I made a decision that tonight is my last night of crying. I'm not gonna cry over this man anymore. He's going on with his life. That's what I realized. He's going on with his life, and I'm in this bed crying. He's somewhere having fun, probably at a party, drinking a beer somewhere. He loved beer. Drinking a beer somewhere. I'm at home crying. Are you serious? So I made a decision that I was going to turn things around for my life. I didn't do it right, but I made a decision that night was the last night that I was going to stop crying over foolishness, and made a decision to to do something different. Got back into dating. I did some things to make myself look beautiful. I had to fix up what I thought I need to do on the outside, but I didn't fix the inside. I got stuff like LASIK surgery on the eyes. Got rid of contacts, no more glasses. Wanted to, have that look, and did this, and lost weight, and bought clothes and everything for the outside, but did not do what it took on the inside. You need to do that on the inside, ladies, before you fix up on the outside. And I ain't say going around looking a wreck, but you need to put and invest more time internally, getting yourself together on the inside before you do on the outside. I don't think I consulted him that much. I knew that he was a comforter, so I would pray at night for him to comfort me. I always asked him for quick, sweet sleep. But to that extent, and I still went to church, but I didn't have him do a new thing on the inside. And so I left him out on that phase. And I needed him, and I didn't let him fix me on the inside. I just did the outside. I got back into dating, and I did things in relationships that I knew was not of God. So started dating and was with several men sexually. It just wasn't me, that behavior that I was doing. Not that I was just sleeping around with everybody, but where I was going, I felt disconnected from God, from what I was doing. That's not what I was taught, keep yourself and all that stuff, but I did not. So the men that I dated, nothing ever lasted, until I made a decision that I'm going to stop doing the things that please me physically and get back to where God wanted me to be. I was just so disconnected, and I felt the emptiness from that disconnect, because when you're doing wrong, like kids know, they when they doing wrong, they do everything to avoid you. All right, so I did everything to avoid him and wasn't praying, prayer life suffering. It wasn't a good situation. And I felt the disconnect, but I still kept going. I still kept going. And I remember the last person that I dated. It was like God was trying to find a way of escape for me. So after so many times of saying, okay, God, please forgive me. And then I'll do it again. Please forgive me. Knowing that God is going to forgive me, but then I felt so bad doing it again and still asking him, please forgive me. Okay, so the last person, I thought I was straight, And I said, you know what? I can't have any more sex with you. I can't do it anymore. And so he looked at me and he said, well, this is after being with him for 2 years. Well, if you don't give it to me, I can always get it from somebody else. And that hurt me again. So here I am, hurt all over again, like the divorce hurt. Here I am, hurt all over again, because I thought that relationship was going somewhere. And I'm like, I gave all that up for nothing, with him telling me that if I don't give it to him, somebody else will. So, okay. But here's the funny thing, I still kept seeing him. I couldn't break away. And so one day he was changing my oil, and I went and did something that I probably should have done a long time ago. Snoop around in his stuff while he was changing my oil. I'm snooping around, looking through his stuff, and I saw some pictures. And the pictures were of him being married. And I looked at the date. Okay, it's like, but that's like recently. So he's married, and here's this girl that's pregnant. Okay. All right. So I waited till he changed my oil. And then I confronted him, and I said, are you married? He said, well, yeah, listen, I was gonna tell you, and blah, 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 blah. So you know how they get to stutter and stuff. Yeah, I was gonna tell you, but my other 2 children that I had, I wasn't in their lives. And so I thought that by marrying her, I can be with her, and I can, be a part of my child's life. And I said, okay, God, I'm gone. I gotta go. I gotta go from there. And from then, when I walked out of his apartment, I never looked back. I never called him again. I put his phone number out of my phone. Of course, he still tried to call. I didn't answer, but I said, God, I asked for forgiveness again. I said, God, do a new thing in me. Less of me and more of you, so that I can walk in your purpose, what you have for me to do, God. And that was the most sincere prayer. I cried again, but those were different tears that night. And so, did a cleansing, spiritual cleansing, did everything I needed to do. Got back in relationship with God, my prayer life, because I felt so empty while I was doing those things. And I got back into that prayer life with God, and it felt good being back in relationship with Him. He's my first love. That's what I had to remember. That God was my first love, and I had to go back to my first love. I was taking care of my body. I had went through this dramatic weight loss, and so I'm at the gym, minding my own business, and I meet this handsome man at the gym. I love muscles, so he had power, he had it all going, the muscles and stuff, and but we met, and so it was just like, what do you do, blah blah blah. So I'm a realtor, and he said, oh, I'm looking for a house. It's okay, all right. So that's how our relationship started. It was just business. And so took him around. We saw some properties and things like that. And, he was also coming out of a marriage, a divorce as well. So, all right. So that's fine. And so he asked me out one day. I said, okay, yeah, I like that. That'll be great. And so we're sitting down eating, conversation is going back and forth, got my head tilted and smiling and things like that. And so then I said, let me tell you something. The strong person came out then at the table. I said, listen, I've been through a lot. I'm sure you have to, you're coming from your marriage. I said, but I've been through a lot, and here's how this night gonna go. So if you think that this dinner right here is gonna buy you sex with me, or something, I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't having sex with you. Don't even ask. If you think this relationship is gonna be about sex, and I said, I threw him the deuce, and I said, I will see you later. And he said, no, that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine with me. However you want this to roll. And I'm thinking, all right, we can do this. We dated 4 years. No sex at all for 4 years. So we really got a chance to get to know each other. I got a chance to fall in love with him. And, we fall in love with each other and not stuck with each other because we've been having sex. I just realized that that's just so empty now. When you have that relationship and y'all, couples immediately have sex. For me, it was empty. Now, some people, that may be great. But for me, it wasn't. So so our first encounter was our honeymoon night. I'm so proud to say that with him. So, it'll be 5 years, June 16th, June 25th, it'll be 5 years strong. And we keep God first. We promised that we would do everything that we can to continue building our relationship. What we did, we did premarital counseling, and so we said that we would continue doing premarital counseling. Whatever event is coming up, there's a lot of things that go on for marriages and building stronger marriages. And so, there has to be examples for other couples that are coming up. You can make it. You can keep God first. You can keep yourself for marriage. Yes, you can. This is what I love talking about young girls about. yes, you can keep yourself for marriage, for your husband. You don't have to lay down with him to keep him in order to get him. So that's my message that I want young women to get. Straight Talk, Woman Talk is a strong platform. I've had the opportunity, even if I didn't call in live on Monday nights, I listened to all of the recordings, and there are some powerful women that have been on that platform. I mean, some stories that I have heard that make my little situation, peanuts. But the Straight Talk, Woman Talk is a strong platform, and for 2016, on January 16th, 2016, you will be able to define who you are. You're going to be around other strong, powerful women that have a testimony. Whoever you sitting next to, they got a testimony. Talk to that woman on the left and the right, and holler at the one in the back. She has a testimony that you would not believe. And from every woman there, you can learn something from every woman, in addition to the women that are going to be on that platform ministering to those women. So the calls on Monday night, this started in January. It's been going a whole year strong. This is not a monthly call. This is powerful, Lady Wilkins. This is not just a monthly call. It's a weekly call. You got to find somebody every week. And they've all been powerful. Even you've been powerful as well. But the women that you invite, that God leads you to asking to come on the call, they have all been powerful. Everybody has their own special message. So the platform is awesome. Straight Talk, Woman Talk. So on January 16th, listen, baby, you need to be at STWT on January 16th. I am Vivian White. I am strong. I'm vivacious. I'm humble and I'm caring. And I am one of the 333. Are you?